今回の動画は音声のみで24分という長尺ということもあって吹き替えはなしで字幕のみとなります。1969年にビートルズの実質的なラストアルバムアビーロードがリリースされた時にジョン・レノンが単独でラジオ出演し、といっても横に小野陽子さんはいますが、アルバムの全曲を1曲ずつ解説した貴重な放送となっています。できたらアビーロードの曲を1曲ずつ聴きながらジョンの解説を楽しんでください。それではジョン・レノンによるアビーロード全曲解説をどうぞ。
Hi, this is Tony MacArthur in London with John Lennon. Every time the Beatles release an LP or a single, the pop music business usually changes direction. The changes instigated by their latest contribution, Abbey Road, will most certainly be noticed. In this show, John exclusively discusses the new Beatles collection, track by track.
Well, John, the first track on the LP is the Come Together song, which is your vocal, and is it in fact you wrote the song as well?
Yes.
I've heard whispers that it will be the next American single.
No, if anything, it might be the B-side. I think we probably put Something out as a single out there. I think that's about the best track on the album, actually, George's track. And they had it, you know how they always get our records before they're out over there somehow. We've got a spy in England who sends them the tapes.
Right.
And they were playing something so much they had an advance thing of it. They're red hot for it over there, so we'll probably release it over there as a single. I don't know what will happen here.
Now, the Come Together side is a fairly different song as far as the group's concerned.
The Come Together track?
Yeah,
I don't know how that happened, you know. I mean, I think it's pretty funky, you know. I'm biased because it's my song. I dig it, you know. And it just happened well, you know. It's a nice funky sound on it.
What was the effect right at the beginning that we're going to hear in a minute, right at the beginning, the sort of whistling tone?
Oh, it's me going on tape echo.
All right, it's sort of compressed then, isn't it?
No, it's not compressed. It's just I was sort of going through my hands like that.
Great. Okay. Well, we'll hear it right now. Come Together. Next track is the one that we were talking about a moment ago, which is Something, and I'm sure I agree that both George's songs on this LP are probably the most commercially written.
Yeah.
Is that a good or a bad thing?
I think it's very good, you know, because they're not sort of the good commercial, you know. They're still funky tracks, both of them. You know.
Yes, well, I'd imagine there'll be quite a few cover versions, as always, you know, for singles off this LP, and it would seem that...
Well, we'll get the first cover out, that's the point, you know, of something.
And that'll be the one in America.
Yeah, so. White Trash have just done, what's the one? Golden Slumbers from the B-side of the track. Part of the sort of medley part.
Yes.
So they made quite a good version of that and get plug in for White Trash.
Why not? Okay, this is George's song. It's called Something.
トミー関口のガラスのタマネギ TV.
Oh, well, this is, if you go through the LP from top to bottom, it's Paul's first contribution, Maxwell's Silver Hammer, which is I don't know, it's fairly typical of a lot of songs Paul's written, John, do you think?
Yeah, it's a typical McCartney sing-along or whatever you call them. No. He did quite a lot of work on it. I was ill after the accident when they did most of that track, and I believe he really ground George and Ringo into the ground, recorded it, you know.
Now that you're all obviously occupied in diverse facets of the business, are there any tracks that any of you sort of have done on your own, completely on your own on this LP, or have they been a collective effort at some point?
Not really. I wasn't on Maxwell. I think I was on everything else. You know. I was just away for that.
Okay, Maxwell's Silver Hammer, Paul McCartney. It seems, John, that there's a very strong melodic tone. I think there always has been to your music, but in the context of other music that's going on today, Abbey Road has got a lot of very strong melody lines, and I think it's probably not as powerful electronically as say, your last LP or the Pepper outing.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, you know. What about the end of I Want You, you know?
True.
Couldn't get heavier than that, really.
Yeah. This and of course this track, the next one, "Oh Darling," is
Oh yeah, that's
sort of 58 job. Isn't it?
yeah. Well, we like that stuff, you know. Oh darling.
So this probably ties in with your recent outing in Canada, where you really
the
got
rock
to
and roll revival, yeah.
Yeah.
It was fantastic seeing it.
What actually happened there? Was this a regular rock and roll type concert?
Yeah, they had Chuck Berry, Bo Diddley, Jerry Lee Lewis, Little Richard, umpteen others, and the Plastic Ono Band, which is me, Yoko, Eric Clapton, Klaus Voormann, the Manfred Man, and Alan White from Alan Price, or ex-Alan Price.
And you did all rock and roll songs?
Well, when it gets down to the nitty-gritty, I don't know the words to any songs. We ended up, I knew Blue Suede Shoes from the 50s, you know. So we did Blue Suede Shoes, Money, Dizzy. We did give Peace a Chance, and a new song I'd written, Cold Turkey. And we really blew it, you know. It was great seeing it.
It wasn't going back. It wasn't like revival. What we did was like...
Yeah, we progressed. I think we were the only progressives on it, you know. But we ended up with a complete freak out with Yoko taking over, you know, and Eric and all of us just blowing the amplifiers as much as they'd go, you know.
トミー関口のガラスのタマネギ TV。
And was there any rehearsal involved in this, or did you do that when you got
We
there?
tried to rehearse on the plane, but it was impossible. You know, we couldn't hear a thing because we didn't have any amps. And then we did one run through at the backstage. We went right through the numbers once. But the group are so funky, you know, they just picked it up, you know.
And is there any chance of this being a nucleus of a permanent Plastic Ono band?
It could be, you know, but I mean, everybody's sort of contracted and all things like that, I suppose, Eric and everything. But I think the Plastic Ono band's going to be pretty flexible, you know, because it's plastic.
But it is quite possible. I mean, it's going to be a reality from now on, the Plastic Ono band.
Yeah, until we get fed up with it, you know.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it at the moment, you know. We made no plans to go to Toronto. A guy rang up and I thought, who'll come and play live with me, you know? And they were the guys, you know.
Is there any chance of the Beatles playing live again?
I don't know, there's always a chance, you know, but the Beatles playing live is a different matter, you know. We got that great thing to live up to. You know, it's a
Yes.
harder gig. But just for me and Yoko to go out, you know, we can get away with anything. I hope.
Right, well, we'll get down to biz with the "Oh Darling" track from Paul. Ringo's track is the next one, "The Octopus's Garden," which reminded me, for some reason, of the Yellow Submarine cartoon film.
Yeah, but I think it's the bubble, you know, and the fact that it's under the sea bit.
I suppose it is, really.
Yeah.
It doesn't have any other connection.
No, except it's about the bottom of the sea, you know, and getting away from it all.